Well, hi, this is Ken Auerbach from Cartier, Bernstein, Auerbach, and Steinberg. If you or someone you care for has been injured from no fault of their own, please contact Cartier, Bernstein, Auerbach, and Steinberg at myinjuryli.com or call 631-654-4900. Whether auto or work-related, slip and fall, trip and fall, construction accidents, dog bite, medical malpractice, or nursing home neglect, or various other types of negligence, please contact me at Cartier, Bernstein, Auerbach, and Steinberg by visiting me at myinjuryli.com or call 631-654-4900. I will represent you with integrity and passion. Living in pain from no fault of your own can be emotionally and physically detrimental and affect all aspects of your life. Please contact me, Ken Auerbach, at Cartier, Bernstein, Auerbach, and Steinberg by visiting myinjuryli.com or call 631-654-4900 for an immediate and free consultation and the support and representation you deserve. Well, hi, everyone. This is personal injury attorney Ken Auerbach from Cartier, Bernstein, Auerbach, and Steinberg. Welcome back to our program, From No Fault of Your Own. We're here with my great co-host and my amazing associate, Amanda Spinner. Amanda, how are we doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So, folks, as you know, it's our goal to give you an insider's view of bringing and proceeding with really various types of personal injury actions caused by the negligence of some other party. And among these areas that we have explored, and we're going to continue to do so, are car accidents, trip and slip and falls, construction accidents, medical malpractice, dog bites, nursing home neglect, products liability, and many, many other types of negligence that cause serious injuries to individuals that they have a right to be fairly and justly compensated for. And through our journey together, hopefully we've removed some of the mystery and uncertainty and help you feel empowered, knowledgeable, and confident in the process. And we are live today, folks. So if you have a question, you can call the studio at 631-451-1039. And it would be our privilege to answer your questions about anything to do with personal injury. So Amanda and I have been we're on trial for a month, and there's a medical malpractice case. And we're back. We're back here live. We're glad to be here with you. We get to share more experiences with you now. And one of the things, Amanda, that's really still getting under my you-know-what is the insurance companies have really gone on the attack. And when I say on the attack, is they've gone out and they continue to try to get to individuals who have been injured before they get a chance to talk to an attorney and be properly given the information that they need to make an assessment as to what they should do and how they should handle their case, right?
Right. So now we're actually seeing where people are reporting their accident right away to their no-fault carrier, and now that, carrier is immediately trying to settle the matter.
So let's just talk about the process in terms of, Amanda, when someone has an accident, how that is triggering, and it seems to be triggering these insurance companies to be more aggressive.
Right.
And they're being aggressive because what they're doing, they're not on your side, okay? They're not out there to help you. They're not there to be the good guys. And sometimes I'll have clients say, well, the person was very nice. Okay, it's very nice. They're very nice. Call me cynical. The bottom line is they should be nice anyhow.
Right. I was just going to say that, yeah.
And if it's a no-fault carrier, that's their insurance company. So
right.
Their insurance company should be having a conversation with them that's nice and pleasant. But the issue is that even the no-fault carrier, so let's say you're a passenger in a vehicle. And a passenger in a vehicle, Amanda, who would they have to file medical benefits through? Through what vehicle?
The vehicle that they were driving in.
Or
they were a passenger in.
They were a passenger in. So, Amanda, that situation is where the company that's providing the no-fault or the medical benefits just for medical and also for lost wages is then also potentially a company that can have liability with respect to a third-party case.
Exactly, yep.
So explain to our listeners here as how that sort of works, okay? Because I think people are confused and they'll get that call. They don't understand that that person is now trying to get them to do something very different from making sure they just get medical benefits and also get lost wages.
Right. So in this circumstance, it's a little bit of a different scenario because, like you said, the same insurance company that's going to be potentially defending the matter on liability is also the insurance company that's going to be paying for the passenger's medical benefits. So that puts them in a unique position, I'll say, where they are the first point of contact for that person that's injured. And they also kind of are the first line of defense for the insurance carrier, because they know this potentially could turn into a lawsuit, and they're obviously trying to avoid that.
Well, that's really, really very informative, I believe. And it's informative also, not just for people who are passengers in a vehicle. Think of it. It could be a pedestrian.
Right.
So a pedestrian, Amanda, if a pedestrian is hit by a vehicle, who do they make their medical claim to?
The vehicle that hit them.
And that's a separate part from bringing a case for conscious pain and suffering and for more than just basic economic loss.
Correct.
Right?
And I think a lot of times people don't really understand that divide, that there is a difference between your medical benefits, which we've talked about on the show a bunch before, and a third-party case for your pain and suffering. Those are two completely separate things.
So you're entitled to get your medical benefits whether or not you were negligent, whether or not they were negligent. You're entitled to get lost wages, your basic economic loss, whether or not you were negligent, whether or not they were negligent. But what's happening is the insurance companies now are taking advantage of people who don't have information. And this was, I would say, more unusual, Amanda, maybe 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. And there was one or two of the carriers that were known for doing it.
Right.
Now it's becoming rampant.
Right.
It's an epidemic, okay? And we got to get it to stop, okay? And we got to get it to stop. And we're going to have on the show, we're going to get some of our elected officials, our state elected officials, because apparently the insurance companies now think that this is an advantage they can have. They can get to you, and they can get to you to sign off on a release for your pain and suffering very early on, when you don't even know how hurt you are. You sign that release, you are in bad shape, because it's going to be held most likely as a valid document. And you say, well, that shouldn't be. That's not fair. I'm at a very significant disadvantage. I didn't know. Well, the courts and the rules right now have not protected you. And so we have to get legislation, or at the very least regulations that are passed that prevent this from happening. They clearly have a conflict. A lawyer couldn't do that. Right? If we were representing two people that had opposite goals, right? And we wouldn't be able to do that.
And I think another scenario where this could come up, which could be very interesting as well, is where the defendant's insurance company and your own no-fault insurance company is the same company. That's
a really good point. So it may just happen to be that the vehicle you're in, let's say it's your own policy and it has a certain insurance company. The vehicle that hit you happens to have that same insurance company. Well, whose interest are they going to try to protect?
Right.
Are they going to protect your interest, or are they going to say, wow, look at that. We have access to our insured, who could also bring a third party against the same company, maybe not against the same policy.
Right.
And let's see if we can go ahead and talk to them. And let's see if we can sweet talk them into signing off on something that really isn't reasonable, isn't fair. And, Amanda, you really laid that out really clearly. And I think it's time. It's got to stop. And we're going to come on this show and we're going to scream and yell about it until there's a change made. And what we want you to do, folks, is to know this. You're in an accident. Pick up the phone and call us. Okay? Now, we may not know if you suffered a serious injury at that point. We're okay with that. We're okay taking out time to make sure that you're not misinformed, that you are informed, that a big company that is looking to go ahead and just protect themselves, not you, isn't taking advantage. And so the best thing you could do is pick up the phone and call us. And we will give you instructions. We will tell you what your rights are, who you have to file with the no fault. We'll take that time. Even if it turns out you didn't have a serious injury, we'd rather you err on the side of caution. Pick up the phone and call us. Right. And you could always get us at 631-654-4900. That's 631-654-4900. You can get us on the web at
myinjuryli.com. Again, that's myinjuryli.com.
And it really would be our pleasure to prevent them from taking advantage of you. So we want you to make sure that that you don't allow this to happen. It is happening. It is epidemic. Last week, Amanda, again, same thing. I had a couple of people call me. They said that the carriers, that these adjusters are just preying on them. Basically, they're out there calling them up, and they keep on calling them and keep on calling them. And I finally said to them, with a client of mine, I said, it's not a problem. Just let's get in here, and I will notify them, and they will not be allowed to call you or contact you.
Right. You just have to be smart about it. You have to know your rights, like you said, and know that you don't need to be signing something without an attorney looking at it, first of all. And, wait until you really know we've talked about this on other shows, wait until you know the extent of your injuries. Maybe it will benefit you to sign off on this release, but maybe not.
Right. And we'll tell you, okay? We're not looking to go ahead and take money out of your pocket. We're making sure they don't take money out of your pocket. And the day, of course, is the insurance industry. They're not interested in you. So we're going to get to the other side. We're going to speak to Dr. Goldman, and we're going to talk about some of the issues with insurance companies and how you can protect yourself, too, in treatment. See you on the other side. Hi, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is personal injury attorney Ken Auerbach here with my great associate and my co-host, Amanda Spinner. You're on our program From No Fault to Your Own. We are live today, and we're exploring some of the most important issues in personal injuries caused by accidents. And if you or someone you care about has been injured as a direct result of someone else's negligence, how could they contact us, Amanda?
You can call us at 631-654-4900, or you can get us on the web at myinjuryli.com. Again, it's 631-654-4900 or myinjuryli.com.
And also, if you have a question today, don't be shy.
Please call in. We love to hear from you. And you will get a From No Fault of Your Own t-shirt if you do call in.
Absolutely. Amanda, we've almost gone through the second supply of them. We got
they're going hot.
Hundreds on the street already, Amanda. And call into the studio, of course, at 631-451-1039 today if you do have a question. And it really would be our privilege to speak to you. It's always our privilege to fight to get you justice. All of our consultations are free on personal injury cases. And if you do retain us, it doesn't cost you anything unless we make a recovery. And listen to our program, Amanda. When is that?
Every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m.
Well, Amanda, we have a sponsor today.
Yes, we do.
And that sponsor is PD's Taps and Caps at 668 South Country Road, East Patchogue. PD opened up, and I got to tell you, Amanda, unbelievable wings.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely unbelievable wings. I mean, knockout wings. Great salad.
Okay. Unbelievable
wings. Really got a great menu. It's the kind of menu that you really kind of just like. Everybody likes. There's something on there that you really like. And what PD's is going to do is if you go to PD's and you mention that you heard this show over the next week, you will get 10% off of your bill.
That's amazing.
Okay, so you tell them you heard the show or you heard the commercial for PD's Taps and Caps. You heard them on our show From No Fault to Your Own, and they will take 10% off your bill. Please tell them that when you first get there, when you sit down at the table, and they will mark that down, and you'll be getting 10% off the bill. It's not bad, right?
I would like 10% off my bill.
I'm telling you, we're going to take the whole office there because really, honestly, the food is great, great service. And PD's usually there to tell hello, say hello to you, okay? And it's a lot of fun. They actually have hundreds of, they have many hats, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's PD. And what's been happening now, and it's really wild, is people have been coming in now, and PD's got, I think, 1,800 hats or caps, right? He'd get annoyed if I said hats. He likes the word caps. And he's got like 1,800 of them. So people now, what they want to do is they try to come in there and they try to get him a cap that he doesn't already have.
Wow, that's nice.
But if you do bring a cap in and that it's a double, it's okay. He'll find a place for it. PD loves it. And also, it's great. They have standings for the major leagues and they're in the order. The caps are in the order of what place the teams are in and things like that.
Oh, so, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. Get over there and just tell them you heard from us. So, listen, we're back now. We're on the show. We have the great Dr. Todd Goldman, and we're going to talk about some things that relate to care and also relate to dealing with these insurance companies and trying to make sure that you do get your services, you do get the treatment that you need, and ultimately you're able to go ahead and get better. So Dr. Todd, are you out there?
Yes, I'm out here.
So it's really good to have you back. We're well. How are you today?
I'm great. It's the second sunny day in a row. It can't be bad.
No, it absolutely isn't. It's really funny. I was just saying to Amanda, right? Amanda, our office today, inside was cold.
Antarctica in the office, and outside, beautiful.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. It was like 20 degrees warmer outside than it was in my office. And I don't think the air conditioning's on.
Today was the first day I put the heat on in the morning, and the first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I had my seat heaters on the way to work this morning.
I hear you. Yeah. It's always nice to have those. So
It was cold.
Dr. Todd, of course, has been on our show before. It's Dr. Todd Goldman, and he really is one of the best, and clients love him, but people love him because he's always trying to help them in every which way. He's trying to help them, first and foremost, get better. And as a chiropractor, he sees many different kinds of people who have been traumatized or have injuries as a result of accidents, collisions, and various kinds of things, right? And some people who don't necessarily have an accident, but he treats them too, and he's able to help them feel better. And chiropractic, and I will say, is really something that has been very helpful to my clients over the years, and personally, it's helped me. And it really is something that really everybody should do, Dr. Todd, right? Just it's not just to keep your health well, correct?
Well, we have patients that just come in for maintenance. So they want to maintain their level of health, which is great because we find that when people maintain their level of health, that if they do injure themselves, they get better a lot quicker.
That's interesting. So explain to us, why would that happen? I mean, I guess it's just like anything else, right? If I'm out of shape and I participate in, let's say, a sport, and I'm out of shape, there's a much better chance that I can injure something and injure it worse versus if, in fact, my body is in the places it's supposed to be, my spine is maybe aligned properly. I may get injured, but I will recover quickly or quicker, right?
Well, we have patients that are weekend warriors and that's who have jobs that are repetitive stress. And we find that if they maintain themselves, as far as with chiropractic care, I'm not saying they have to come in a lot, but a lot of these people who do not have pain, they come in to make sure that their spine is functioning the way it should. Basically, the vertebrae are moving the way they should because they move by joints, and sometimes the joints lock up, and they irritate nerves or pinch nerves. And so what it does on a maintenance basis, it makes sure that the patients are moving the way they should. Does that guarantee that the vertebra is not going to lock up on them and the joint's not going to lock up? No. But when it does, we find that the patients heal a lot quicker.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that because I've seen it, even with myself, that if my spine is out, right? If my spine is out, I'm just not feeling right. I'm more susceptible to some type of an injury. You just turn the wrong way even, or you strain something. And so I really do believe that chiropractic really is a really good thing to do if you want to have overall good health. Some years ago, right, the insurance companies in New York finally had to go ahead and recognize that, and they have to provide a certain amount of chiropractic care under medical insurance policies, even, right? Yeah.
So now they have to provide it. There are some plans that do not, but 99% of the plans have to cover chiropractic.
Right.
And so, and again, we find the patients, if they do hurt themselves, they heal so much quicker. Now, sometimes with major traumas such as car accidents and falls and things like that, that's a little bit different. Actually, it's a lot different. Could be a lot different depending on the severity of it. But we're talking about as far as the maintenance part of it, just everyday stress and things of that nature. You get treated monthly, just to see, make sure everything's moving the right way. I take this for granted. My father's a chiropractor. He's retired, but every Sunday we would get my dad would take a look to see if we needed an adjustment.
Oh, I love that.
I figured everyone was like that. Like everyone goes to a chiropractor. And little did I know that there's a lot of people that don't go to a chiropractor. And for me, the crazy thing is low back pain is the number one complaint in the country.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're right.
Small percentage that go to chiropractors.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I've seen more people have come to my office in just such acute pain that get out of pain more quickly by just getting over to the chiropractor, letting him see what's going on or see what's going on, and then they're able to go ahead and get a spinal adjustment so that now the vertebrae are in place. They're not pressing on the nerves anymore. They're relieved from the nerves. The swelling then starts to go down. And now the person starts to feel human again. It starts to feel good again. So we're going to talk more on the other side, Doctor, about various things that go on cases, how we could help them, how you could help them. So glad to have you here. And we'll see everybody on the other side. Welcome back to our program. If you're just joining us, this is personal injury attorney Ken Auerbach. You're on our program from No Fault to Your Own, here with the great co-host that we have here, Amanda Spinner, and of course she's my amazing associate. And we're exploring some of the most important issues in personal injuries caused by accidents. We are live today. If you want to give us a call, you can still give us a call, and we'll be glad to answer any question you might have about personal injury and issues that you had regarding some type of potential negligence case. Our number in the studio is 631-451-1039. And if you or someone you care about has been injured as a direct result of someone else's negligence, give us a call, Amanda, and contact us how?
You can call us at 631-654-4900, or you can get us on the web at myinjuryli.com. Again, that's 631-654-4900 or myinjuryli.com.
And it really would be our privilege to fight to get you justice. All of our consultations on negligence cases are always free. And if you do retain us, you don't pay us anything unless we're successful. And we will fight very hard to be successful. We can't promise you success. We could promise you 110% of effort to get success. And listen to our program, Amanda. When is it?
Every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m.
So, folks, we are back. We are sponsored here today by Petey's Taps and Caps. And Petey's just opened up. He's at 668 South Country Road, East Patchogue. They have great food and drinks. And it's really a great place. It's a fun place. If you want to watch games in there, they have TVs all over the place. But superior wings. I'm a Buffalo wings and wings aficionado.
Yes, okay.
And so if I say it, you can trust it, really, seriously. So, even if it's I would tell you it's just But these are superior wings. Great salads. Love the salads they had there. And there's really all kinds of other great food. If you mention that you heard this commercial today, that they're sponsoring us, and you say, hey, I heard about you on From No Fault to Your Own. Can we get our 10% discount on our bill? Tell them it as soon as you get in there when you go to sit down, and you will get a 10% bill reduction on your bill over the next, I think they said over the next few weeks.
Awesome.
Okay, so figure the next 3 weeks or so they'll do that, and hopefully they'll keep on sponsoring and keep on doing that, and just go in there, and you'll probably see us one day, because I'm going to bring everybody in from the office one day, and we're going to eat wings like there's no tomorrow. So welcome back to our program. We have the great Dr. Todd Goldman on here. He's a chiropractor. And Dr. Goldman, before we go any further, could you tell us where your office is located? How do people make appointments to get in there and see you and try to get better?
So we have an office in Medford, and we have an office in Riverhead. So Medford is on Route 112 in the Motor Vehicle Shopping Center, and Riverhead's on Harrison Avenue. You can reach us at 631-447-2299. And then you could go online and visit us at totalchiro.com.
I can really tell you that, I've dealt with a lot of different doctors over the years. My clients are very satisfied when they do go there. And people who go there, again, as he told you, you could go there for well care too, are really satisfied because they really do care about you. They don't treat you like you're just another number, another name. They do treat you as a person. And I can tell you also that they fortunately are very, very knowledgeable on how to get through the no-fault process and to maneuver through that area of practice. And it's important. Not everybody understands it. Not everybody is willing to do it. Not everybody's willing to go ahead and deal with the insurance companies when they throw all kinds of things in your way. Dr. Goldman's practice is one of those that really does a terrific job with it. And, no fault we've talked about on the program, Dr. Goldman, is critical because people who are in accidents in New York, whether they're at fault or not at fault, are able to get their medical bills paid from either the vehicle that they're in, if they're a passenger or they're an operator of that vehicle. If they're a pedestrian, it would be from the vehicle that struck them. And it's really, really critical that people, do that. But I know your practice has been treating many people over the years that have been subject to being in accidents and being injured, and that you do, in fact, take no fault, and you'll process what has to be submitted to the insurance companies in terms of getting paid, right?
It's important. I mean, you can't go to a doctor who really doesn't have the experience with no. There's a lot of different things involved, and if you're not a no-fault doctor, you don't have to specifically treat no fault. I mean, we just talked about that I do maintenance care and other things, but if the doctor is not well versed in it, it can really cause a big problem. You see this all the time. Someone wants to go to their doctor that they've been with for years, but that doctor might have no clue how to treat a no fault case, and it just destroys the whole thing. It's the same thing when you go to an attorney. And the attorney does matrimonial, does criminal, does this, does that, and does a little bit of no fault. It's going to cause a big problem for the case.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that you say that. And so what I find is that there's oftentimes trouble. Okay, there's trouble if someone doesn't really kind of understand how to manage it. So one of the things, Amanda, that we always tell the clients to do, and it's critical, is to do what with respect to Amanda filing a no-fault application? You
must file it within 30 days of your accident. And we always make sure when we bring clients in, we confirm that they filed it. If they didn't, we also help them out with that.
And what's great too, Dr. Goldman, is I know that there have been people over the years that come into you and you're aware of the fact that they need to file that no-fault application timely. And you're also telling them, you got to file this no-fault application, right?
Yeah, we tell them right away. Let's say if they just walk in off the street, they have no idea, and there's a day or two left within those, like 28 days left or something like that, we'll help them. The secretaries in my office are well-versed in helping a patient fill that stuff out. If they don't have an attorney, or let's say if it was they can't have an attorney really, because if it's their fault, we'll take it. We'll get a fax number from the insurance company, and we'll fax it right into the insurance, just to make sure they hit the 30 days before.
And it's important, folks. It's not just us harping on something that really doesn't have an effect. If you don't submit that no-fault application timely, and you really should go with the 30 days. There are exceptions to it, but I don't like to go with the exceptions. Right. Because that might be in your brain thinking, well, you know what, we'll just take the exception. Just be thinking, I have to file this application within 30 days. And what will happen is the insurance company is actually supposed to send that to you and forward it to you. The problem is sometimes they don't, or sometimes they say they did and they really didn't. And so we have them in our office. We have them ready. When our clients come in, Amanda, we're ready with that, right? As part of the intake process.
Right. Like I said, even if someone already has filled out their no-fault application and sent it in, I have them sign another no-fault application just in case. You never know, if it didn't get there, if something happened, whatever, we always have them fill it out.
So I think that, Amanda, I think that's great also, because if, let's say, they just had neck pain when they got in an accident that day, and all of a sudden they develop shoulder pain,
right,
low back, and so it just, they're able to, as long as it's reported, that's a big thing.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's important. I just saw the other day a situation, and it's really come up before, where someone allegedly didn't tell the hospital that it was a no-fault case. Now, this is whether they did or they didn't tell the hospital, we don't know that. But they went in, they said they were in an automobile accident. And so what happened is the hospital actually billed under Medicaid. And the problem, of course, now is you get to the back of the case, we get a payout from Medicaid because Medicaid's entitled to a lien against any recovery on a third-party case if, in fact, it's related. And it turns out it was literally the hospital, and they billed Medicaid. So now we have to get into a fight to try to get Medicaid paid by the no-fault carrier late in the game. And if you're paying attention, and if you're at a medical facility that's really on top of it, and or an attorney who should be on top of it too, that should not hopefully happen. Now, it happened in this case because we didn't represent the client. Of course, the client went to the hospital. We didn't represent the client until probably a couple of weeks after. So always give us a call. So we're going to talk to Dr. Goldman on the other side, and it's really great to be here with you.
All right, great. I definitely appreciate it.
Okay. Well, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is personal injury attorney Ken A back here with my co-host, great associate Amanda Spinner, and you're on our program, No Fault of Your Own, and we're exploring some of the most important issues in personal injuries caused by accidents. If you or someone you care about has been injured as the direct result of someone's negligence, give us a call at 631-654-4900 or get us on the web at myinjuryli.com. That's 631-654-4900 or on the web at myinjuryli.com. It really would be our privilege to fight to get you justice. And all of our consultations on personal injury cases are always free. If you do retain us, you don't pay us anything unless we make a recovery. It's all on a contingency. And listen to our program every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. as we explore these issues. So we're back with Dr. Goldman, who's a chiropractor, has offices in both Medford and also in Riverhead. Now, Dr. Goldman, I know that your practice also is able to have different types of doctors for different disciplines, I think, come to the office if there's a person that certainly has a need, such as an orthopedic. Is that correct?
Yes. We have 3 orthopedic surgeons. 2 of them specialize in extremities, which is shoulders, hands, knees, that sort of thing, hips. And then we have an orthopedic surgeon that does spine surgery. We have pain management doctor in the office. He specializes in injections, not the opioids and things like of that nature. We have a neurologist. We have physical therapy and massage therapy.
Well, I think that's really, I think that's key. A lot of times there are people who really, it's hard enough for them to go ahead and get in the vehicle and go to one office. They're not feeling well. But, when they're able to at least go to one place, at least one location, they're not running all over the place. I think it's helpful, and I do think it makes a difference. The other thing that I think makes a difference is that you do, again, with regard to no fault, you really have a great staff that's really on top of that. You make sure that people are getting those applications filed, that they're getting the benefits they're entitled to, and they don't have to be chasing the insurance company for the medical bills getting paid, that your office actually does that, right? So your office is submitting that to the insurance company, and if the insurance company is giving anybody a hard time, that would be your office, and you take care of it. The person doesn't have to deal with that, right? Correct.
I mean, we take care of everything. Insurance companies giving the patient a hard time, we'll take care of that. We send our notes every day to the insurance company so that they know the patient's getting treated, especially if they're not working. We send the notes along with the disability notes, so to make sure that those patients who are not working get paid as quickly as possible.
So let's talk about some of the mistakes, if you could kind of give us some ideas that people make in the treatment process, right? So they come to you, or at least they initially come to you. I guess the first mistake would be not coming to a doctor and not getting help if you're really hurting, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't come in, I know a number of people drag it out. Now, you only have 30 days to report the injury. If you have any pain whatsoever, that day or next day, report it as quickly as possible. Even if it's minimal, just report it. You don't necessarily have to get treatment at that point. You probably should if you have any sort of pain, but you report it as quickly as possible. Also, I find that the patient comes in, we tell them, all right, come in, however many times a week, and then all of a sudden they come in 3 weeks later.
Right.
We're trying to take care of the problem. We're trying to take care of the cause of the problem. And in doing so, it's not like a pain medication where you take the medication and it goes away for a few hours or a few days. It's not like that. We're trying to actually take care of the cause of the problem. Well, not the cause. We're trying to get rid of the symptoms of the problem. And it does take a bit to do that. And when someone doesn't come in for a few weeks, it sort of, you jump back.
That's interesting. So what you're saying is that with respect to treatment, what could affect your recovery is your failure to go ahead and follow the guidelines of what they're required to do. So they're told you need to do this. And I would assume that there's not, one formula for everyone. Everyone has a different formula based upon their symptoms and based upon what actually was injured. Am I correct?
Exactly. We take everyone as an individual. It's not a cookie cutter type of thing. So it all depends on the individual. Some patients we might get MRIs right away. Some patients we might wait 30 days. It all depends on what's going on and what we find in the examination. And
so a person who isn't compliant, we've told our clients, they come to us, right? And I always say to them, I said, listen, your first job is to get better, to feel better, and to get better. That's your first job. It's not about a case. That's your first job. And if you're not going to go ahead and do that, then I'm not going to be able to go ahead and help you, because how do I now show someone and prove to someone that you're seriously injured if you didn't comply with what your own doctor's direction was and you're not doing your very best to get better? And, so I try to encourage our clients early on. I know that, some people can feel a little overwhelmed. But what I also tell them is, look, if you have to tell your doctor, as much as you think, doctor, it's important for me to be there 4 days a week to start, I can only do 3 days a week. Is that okay? And ask the doctor. Ask the doctor if that's still workable or not workable. Don't just sort of make your own decisions.
Exactly. And it should be. And then sometimes patients, well, I couldn't come in for a few weeks because I don't have a car. But we have transportation. So we could take it. We could take care of that end of it.
Now, that's the other thing. Thank you for saying that. Some facilities, a lot of facilities, do not go ahead and make arrangements for transportation. I know yours does, and that's really critical, because sometimes I'll have a person, they'll only have one vehicle, they're in an accident. Mm-hmm. Amanda, right? We have that?
Yeah, we have it all the time, where someone obviously is in an accident, their spouse and them only have one vehicle, and now they have no way to get around, and they're concerned about treating, but unable to kind of get anywhere.
And it really is a great service that you are providing for people that are injured. And the other part about it is, what's great is your office, makes that arrangement for that person to get in there. And so it's like one less thing for them to have to worry about. Mm-hmm. They're so overwhelmed, with not feeling good. They're overwhelmed with being involved in filing whatever papers they have to do. We try to help them with that. But the other part of it is, well, how do I actually get to the office? And if we're honest, not everybody has a car, and a lot of people have one car. So that's really a great service that your office is providing for. And I can tell you that I've had clients that have treated with your office, and they were so relieved knowing that your office would go ahead and do that for them. And they're like, really? They'll do that for us? And I'll say, yeah, they'll do it. The other thing your office will do, and because we don't have a lot of time here, I want to just tell our listeners, though, is in the event a no-fault company unfairly cuts a person off and denies their benefits, you have patients that you'll continue to treat them, but agree that you'll arbitrate it and only take the money if you're successful in that arbitration. Am I correct?
Correct. We will never cut someone off because so-called independent insurance company doctor it denies a patient. I have patients crawl into their office. I've had patients in wheelchairs, and they said, everything's okay. We will always treat the patient, even if the insurance company denies.
That's awesome. Again, give us your contact number, please. And your officer is on Riverhead and Medford. Give us your contact number, how people get to you.
631-447-2299.
And you also said, I think you said that you have a website?
Yeah, we had totalchiro.com. People can go on there. We have a lot of great stuff on there, a lot of different treatments on there. They can take a look, and it's no extra cost. Whatever the insurance company covers, that's what we'll do. Get to Dr. Todd. I'm telling you, you'll feel better. You'll thank us.
Yes.
And call us too, 631-654-4900. If you have any issues, we want to help you. Okay, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.